A sense of gloom hangs over the Chicago Bears after Sunday's win, which is the most fitting thing anyone could attribute to an NFL preseason game. The win doesn't matter, losing several key players to injury before a season begins certainly does. Wideout Cameron Meredith is the headliner. By now, Bears fans know he went down in Sunday's 19-7 win against the Tennessee Titans. They also know he was far from the only one to suffer a setback, giving fans a sense of déjà vu after last year's injury-riddled campaign. It's not all bad for the Bears upon emerging from the preseason's most important week. Chicago got notable performances in important places and the overall outlook is already miles ahead of last year's miserable performance. Let's balance the scales a bit by breaking down a stock report as the Bears get ready for a quick turnaround ahead of Thursday. Stock up, Kyle Fuller thanks to injuries, more on those in a bit. It seems like embattled defensive back Kyle Fuller was a lock for the final roster either way. Bears fans know Fuller's story by now. The 2014 number 14 pick hasn't seen a big commitment from the team because he played his best ball as a rookie and missed all of last season. Fuller needed some time to get it back together this preseason after a few up and down performances, but he really put it all together on Sunday against the Titans. Not only did Fuller play well with a notable moment coming via solid defense on a third down, he is doing so with the first team defense. He seemed to get those snaps through his play and team necessity, a combination that means he looks poised to get one last chance as a starter during the regular season. Stock down, injury luck. The Bears can't catch a break. A year removed from having some of the most salary cap on injured reserve of any team, Chicago leaves Tennessee hobbled in the worst way. Meredith, a breakout player a year ago said to have an even bigger year thanks to better quarterback play, went down with a gruesome-looking injury. One head coach John Fox confirmed the team believes is a torn ACL, per the team's official Twitter account. The same tweet described an injury to long snapper Patrick Scales as serious. As if that weren't enough, number 1 corner Prince Amukamara left the field early, opening the door for Fuller's bump and playing time. He left with crutches and a boot thanks to an ankle issue, according to Rich Campbell of the Chicago Tribune. The Bears are now left picking up the pieces across all three units. Fuller looked good, but the depth chart behind him is a relative unknown, and as we'll touch on, wideout might be the worst position on the roster. It seems the injury bug has returned to Chicago. Stock up, Eddie Jackson another week. More Eddie Jackson praise. Chicago's 4th-round pick this year didn't blow up the stat sheet by any means. But he did blow up the highlight reel with a near miss on an interception he stretched out for and dropped because he couldn't get a grip on the ball. That play happened in the end zone, by the way, and no, it isn't hard to see why Jackson received run with the first-team defense. Praised for his range due to sheer athleticism and the instincts to go with it. Most could tell it was only a matter of time before Jackson broke his way onto the field and didn't leave it again. After some strong play by Quinton Demps as well, it is clear the Bears have a nice 1-2 punch at one of the last year's worst positions. Stock down, Adrian Amos. Every positive development for a guy at a position might create a negative reaction for somebody else. When it comes to Jackson's strong play, that somebody else is Adrian Amos. The Bears haven't given up on Amos by any means, but the 2015 5th-round pick hasn't exactly made major yearly leaps, which has played a part in Jackson's quick ascension. It doesn't help that other veterans fighting for playing time or even a roster spot outright stepped up in a big way. Look at Lamar Houston, who recorded a sack and a forced fumble to encourage the coaching staff to take their time with decisions. Amos, he was on the field late in the game. Chicago isn't the healthiest team right now, but Amos getting snaps with the third-team defense might be a sign the coaching staff is willing to hand off a critical safety spot to a rookie sooner than anticipated. Stock up, Tanner Gentry. By the end of Sunday, it was Tanner Gentry who led the team in receiving thanks to his one catch for 45 yards and a touchdown. Like we all predicted, of course. Gentry is an undrafted free agent out of Wyoming who didn't even get an invite to the combine. Yet here he is making a serious case for the final roster. It's not just that Mitchell Trubisky threw him the touchdown dart, either. It's that he looks like he belongs, and Chicago runs the risk of seeing him poached off the practice squad if they try to get sneaky with him. And with what we're about to touch on coming into consideration, Gentry making th.